Hey guys, this is the Anime Fiend bringing to you today Kingdom chapter number 660. Whoa, dude, we already had a 1 week break and then it doesn't come on time? Dude, come on, dude. First it was Thursday, right? But we understand, yes, the former translators they retired and stuff, but then they did Friday and now it's Saturday. Come on, dude. Please do it a bit earlier. Come on. But of course, anyways, here we are, right, with the chapter and well, where did we leave it the previous time? Of course, Juko. Oh, dude, he was gonna tell us about, Juko and Manu. So here we go. We get their backstory in this, in this chapter, and yeah, well, it is exactly as we expected, and well, here we go. Juko starts by telling To, well, dude, you said we were different from your other enemies, right? Well, you are mistaken. The actual thing is, we have nothing left. We lost everything we have, and well, it's even worse for Manu and Sento. This story is of about 12 years ago. So basically, 2 years before the start of the Kingdom manga, right? Yeah, 2 years before, says Rebellion arc. Yeah, this story is of that time, and at that time, Mano and Centone were the head generals, right? You could say, like the main generals of two small neighboring countries that are like Becky and Reki. And these two countries were fighting the Chu constantly, right? Like they're just waiting for Chu to take over because everything else around them is already been taken. Only these two countries have been still standing, and again the reason they're standing is only because of Manu and Centone. So it's basically like if Manu and Centone are taken out of the equation, then done. Then they don't have any line of defense, nothing. So you see, these people just would try and try, until they're just exhausted, and even their countries are completely exhausted. They don't have any resources or anything, and even when Manu comes in, like after winning some wars, right? The citizens, you can see they're kind of like exhausted, malnourished, and stuff, and even the king looks like he's just done, and the king of Becky is like, Manu, let's just surrender to the Chu. We can't take it anymore. But Manu is like, well, dude, I understand that, but you see, some of the privileged of the country would be living their life in Chu, but most of the citizens would be taken as slaves, so they're gonna be fucked. So we can't just sacrifice their lives, for a few of us to live, happily. So, and the king is like, dude, but we can't do shit. We're already exhausted. We don't have any funds and stuff. So, how would we even fight? And Mano is like, well, dude, what we could do is actually team up with Reiki and Centone because they are also doing the same thing. And well, if we actually team up, then we could force Chu to not come to us. So it would be dope. But of course, rivalries, old bullshit and stuff. Becky King is like, no, no, the neighboring country of Reki is our enemy, has been our enemy for a long time. So yeah, we just can't team up with them. Come on. And well, Manu just doesn't have any option, right? He's like, well, at least if you don't want to team up, then at least I'm gonna try my best. Until I'm here, Chu would not come. And well, as as he said that, of course, he goes to some remote area to wage some wars. And well, what happens? As he comes back, the Chu have already taken over the country, because the king probably, he planned on this, right? He sent Manu to conquer some remote area, and then, of course, as he was distracted, they just let Chu in. And well, even after that, right? Even after he lost his home, he was still fighting the Chu. Like, he was still fighting, but after fighting for a long time, after they just slaughtered armies after armies, they finally realized something, that you see, the Chu's main army has already left the area, right? And the people they've been fighting were actually their own country's citizens, just just dressed as Chu soldiers. And yeah, they've been actually fighting their own people and actually slaughtering their own people. So once they realized that, something just broke in Mano, right? Something just was dead. I mean, you guys know the meme, right? Of course, dead inside one. Yeah, basically that shit happened to Mano, right? And well, that day he changed, and something similar actually happened to Centone as well. So you see, these people were just, they were just left with nothing. And everybody who was listening were just left in shock, right? Trokomi is like, yo, his own people turned against him. Why? I mean, wasn't he their hero? Somebody in the background is like, well, his own burden betrayed him. And we see a shot of Mobu, right? And it's ironic, right? Of course. But Yuko is like, well, I don't know what were the details, but the same shit happened to Sentaon. Then Genu and I were also the same. So basically, we were left with just our armies and nothing else. Then, the Prime Minister of Chu, that guy from Coalition War, right? The Shu Shin Kun or something like that. Yeah, that dude finally gave them Juko to defend, because, well, they just thought, at least, keeping these super strong people at the border, maybe they'll just defend themselves and in turn, defend Chu as well. And so To is like, oh, so that finally created the impregnable Juko. And Rokomi is like, well, we won easily though. And, of course, Juko dude is like, well, that is true, but that is because of the sudden change in Manu. And everybody's shocked. They're like, huh? What? And well, we actually get a pic of Mobu, and he actually looks fat in this. Of course, anyway, Juko dude is like, well, I'm a scholar in, Confucian, whatever. But, he studied some ancient, some stuff, right? And he's like, well, I'm a scholar in studying human nature and stuff, and I just sought out the answer of mankind's inherent nature, whether they're evil or good or whatever, right? But instead, I just abandoned that because dreaming, daydreaming on the desk is just unbearable, right? And in battle, whether it's victory or defeat, you never could say one is pure evil or good. I mean, Do Flamingo's dialogue, right? Of course. And the conclusion I came to is just like, people are just foolish, right? So it's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you see, Manu, whenever I saw him in the void of loss, his heart was swallowed by nothingness, right? And I only felt great torment from him, and so I thought he'd just wallow in that torment forever. But, well, he suddenly changed, and apparently the one who changed him is Mobu, and everybody's like, "What, Mobu?" And you see Rokuomi is like, why Mobu? He's jealous. God damn, but he's, of course, Juko is like, well, I'm not aware of the details, but there's no doubt that it's because of Mobu. And you see, one of the one of the Mobu soldiers is like, well, now that I think about it, in between the battle, Mobu said something about carrying a burden, right? And Moki is like, huh? Father is carrying a burden? Of course, he probably doesn't know anything about that, right? Of course, Mobu isn't the dude who'd just tell everybody, loud, like, yeah, I want this or I want that, right? Of course, he won't do that, but of course, people are like, whoa, you guys are saying Mobu is carrying a bird? And, Chuko is like, yep, if the heavens will it, then you two will definitely meet another time again. And all I want to see is for Manu to have something more than that tragedy. Something better than all these petty affairs of people, right? So, well, I hope you guys meet some other time. But, well, anyways, my story is done. So, well, behead me now. Trust you will see his tragedy to the end with your own eyes. And he just bows his head down to be beheaded, right? I mean, and everybody's shocked. Of course. You know, that is the chapter, man. Dope. Manu, Senteon, and these people's story. Of course, it was exactly as we expected, right? Of course, something bad happened to them, and they just broke, right? And well, there you go. That was true. So, well, it's phenomenal. But you see, by Juko's words, it feels like the arc is done, right? I mean, he's like, well, I hope you guys meet again someday. Like, dude, so is the arc really done? Is this arc just like, Wayfire Dragons, a small arc? I mean, I did not expect that, but well, I really thought like when Doe said these people are different, I thought like even after they lose their home base, they'll just fight, right? I mean, of course, in their backstory they did that, but yeah, now things change, so I don't know. Maybe they're gonna continue the fight, but at least according to Juko, the war is done and the Kinway people have won already. So yeah, there you go, man. I don't know. Maybe the arc is done, but of course, that is the chapter, and we'll see what's gonna happen next. But well, there you go, man. That is the video. So, well, I guess I have to tell you that I actually made a Patreon. So, you see, if you wanna support me even more than you already do, then maybe you could sign up on that. But of course, all you gotta do is like the video, watch all my videos, like them, share them, and subscribe to my channel. And well, that is of course more than enough help. But of course, if you wanna help out a little more, then of course sign up on the Patreon. But well, anyways, as always, until next time, peace.